Inside Michigan Basketball is presented by Meyer.
It doesn't seem like we're stargazing being here. We seem focused on what we need to do. Practice has been competitive. We have had good energy. It seems like a group that's really enjoying being around each other and continuing on in this journey.
You know, this is what people dream for their whole life, so just an excitement to be here, but also the readiness to be able to go out here and do what needs to be done against a very worthy opponent.
Feels like also that we're meant to be here as a group, as individual talents. We worked so hard for this moment, but at the end of the day, it's definitely a dream come true, and we come here to win.
We've even narrowed our focus to this simply being a game in Atlanta in a 4-team bracket. And that way we're not thinking big picture, and we can focus on what's really important, and that's preparing for Auburn, preparing to play one good possession after another, and realizing that there's going to be some bad ones mixed in.
Welcome to Atlanta, Michigan making its 8th trip to the Sweet 16 since 2013, tied for the second longest streak in the country. But I'm not sure they've had a tougher matchup than this, taking on the #1 team in the bracket, the Auburn Tigers, and doing it right here in the Deep South.
Offensive keys, we got to work to get open. We got to work to anticipate to come to my side. We got to be physical. We got to meet every pass. Just why we're here is because we start taking care of the basketball. Why we're still playing is because we start taking care of the basketball. It's going to be the same thing today. Shot fakes, especially in the paint. When we get in there, they're coming from behind to block it. Shot fake, we'll have fouls, we'll have spray outs, we'll have whatever we want. Remember on the two-side stuff, bypasses and nail cuts. They want to stay in their zone and muck it up and get us unorganized. And bigs, if you don't like what it is, just slow down, take another dribble here and play to the next side, and we'll have similar options over there. Like we said, the most important thing is response. This is going to be a wild game. These guys are wild to play against. Our response, our togetherness, our poise, our accountability to the group has to be at an all-time high. We have to be the more connected team, and then we've got to have fun, fellas. We got to go out and have more fun, whether it's going well for me, whether it's going well for him. We've got to have more fun and be the more connected group. All right,
Michigan needed a confident Trey Donaldson, and this is a great way to start an early topside 3. And then the Wolverines turn defense into offense.
Bad pass, easy interception for Will Cheddar on the errant pass from Pettiford. Up ahead, Wolf lays it up with a finger roll on the right side of the rim.
The two clubs going back and forth throughout the half. Vlad Golden with a little shake and bake. And then the coaches call for a Donaldson clear out.
Right elbow Donaldson surveys the scene, backpedals, now goes to a post up against Pettiford, leans into the paint, floats it up there, got it to go, and Michigan reclaims the lead.
There were 10 lead changes in the first half. Danny Wolf put 11 in the score sheet in the first frame.
Cardwell on the left point, waiting for a screen, darts his way left baseline without it, takes it in and jams it down. Timer at 8. Burnett step back, left wing 3. Yes, sir! Namori Burnett.
There were 10 lead changes in the first half. All-American Janai Broom led the Tigers with 10 of his 22 in the first stanza.
Into the paint, pivots, he banks, he missed it short, tap up, good from Broom.
Michigan hit the break trailing by 1, 30-29. Wolf quickly puts them up top early in the second with a step-back bomb. And then check out this sequence.
Flip it left corner, Kelly a 3, blocked by Burnett, and Wolf comes up with it. One arm pass up ahead near side and behind Burnett. Feed it into Gale, reverses, scores! Counted the foul! Gale flexes on him!
Yeah, what a pass there by Namari Burnett.
Wolf kept producing for the Maize and Blue. He scores back-to-back buckets, finished with a team-high 20, and the Michigan lead grew to 9.
The glass got it to go! Start those chants up again, baby! 46-39 Michigan.
But Auburn answered with a 12-0 run. Freshman Tahad Pettiford puts them back on top with 2 of his 22 off the bench.
Steps back at 18-footers a swish. And Auburn scored 10 straight. Timeout Dusty May in Michigan.
They kept it coming until the spurt reached 20-2. Auburn went up double digits and pulled away down the stretch. Michigan's season ends in the Sweet 16, 78-65.
It's obviously hard to lose like this kind of games, but we had some flow going, but then a couple turnovers knock us down, and we were struggling to find offensively. We knew like what we were supposed to do, but they came they came out on the second half physical, and that's kind of gave us some problem. I mean, basketball is a game of runs. We just cannot give them that kind of run. Like, we have to be able to stop it and start doing something else, but unfortunately we couldn't.
Yeah, super tough one. Just sorry. Just a tough game. I thought that Auburn brought a physical presence late in the second half after they started hitting in a few tough shots, and they kind of ignited their defense. But nonetheless, just so proud of my teammates for the year we've had.
Can you talk about first half? You guys were forcing turnovers, 1-point game at the break, and you do build that second half lead. What was working for you guys then?
Yeah, our shots were falling, and we were playing some pretty good basketball, and then we kind of had a few lapses and turned it over a few times, and Auburn hit a few tough threes, Denver Jones hit a few, and they kind of built a lead, and we were clawing back and forth, but we just couldn't string together enough stops. But credit to Auburn, they played a great game in the second half.
Definitely a tough game all around. I feel like we threw the first few punches, just had to withstand that the entirety of the game, but we couldn't go out with a better group of guys. I love this team. I love every single one of these guys like a brother. The coaching staff, everybody is amazing people. And, it's definitely tough to lose to, a really, really good team like Auburn. But I take from this just the brotherhood that we all built.
You guys looked prepared for this, though, for this moment. Talk about the first half, into the second half when you guys had them there for a chunk of the game.
The guys made some tough shots on their end, but we had to do a better job withstanding the run. But yeah, it was definitely, a game of runs, and, they came out with the better one at the end.
Super proud about how our guys were able to fight back. Kind of looking at the hindsight, we got a bunch of guys who came from different situations and were able to come together for the common goal of winning. Proud of the way our guys were able to fight and battle through adversity throughout the season. We came up short to a worthy opponent. Shout out to Auburn, crew, coaching staff, players. I feel like they were able to execute their sets late game. They were relentless on offensive glass. They were able to get stops when it mattered. That's what happens when you go against, a veteran, experienced team, with young bigs as well. They were able to, disrupt some of our sets, made it difficult for us to get catches and be able to feel comfortable on the court. And, it sucks this feeling, but in hindsight, I'm super proud of everything that we've been through.
What did it mean to go through this with these guys this year? So much to be proud of.
It meant everything. Each and every person had to battle through adversity at some point in the season. And I'm just happy, the way our guys did it. I think we kind of lost ourselves in winning, kind of lose our personal battles. And I think we came together really well through the stretch of, postseason basketball.
It's been my dream to come to the University of Michigan and wear this jersey, and I never thought I'd make it this far, and I had my hopes and sights set on a Final Four, and we weren't able to do it, but it was just an unbelievable year, and I met so many amazing people and created amazing relationships that go so much further than a basketball. It's just been such an awesome year, and I'm thankful for all of it.
I'm just happy to finish my college career as a Michigan man, and it's been an unbelievable season. I love everybody on this team, so I'm happy for that.
After the break, we'll catch up with head coach Dusty May. Inside Michigan Basketball is presented by Meijer, proud supporter of hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. Our conversation with the coach is brought to you by Meijer. Welcome back to Atlanta. The game started with so much promise, even well into the second half, but the Wolverines couldn't sustain for 40 minutes. Here's our conversation with head coach Dusty May.
Credit Auburn. Their guards really made some big plays down the stretch, some timely shots, and then for their bigs to get as many offensive rebounds as they did is if you would have told us we're going to get 12 less shots, I wouldn't have felt good about the result. But they're big, strong, fast, physical, and they have an older group, and so it gives us something to point towards as we work in the off season.
That being said, first half, you guys were creating turnovers, 1-point game, built that second half lead. What were you seeing from your guys in that first 3 quarters of the game?
Well, it was a little bit sloppy in the first half on both sides. I thought both teams probably played a little bit too much one-on-one, but also I thought the defenses were challenging and disruptive, so that plays a hand in it. But when we just didn't have the separation to withstand their run when they did make it, and we didn't do a very good job of countering their run.
Did you sense the right kind of confidence from your guys at halftime?
Yeah, I think our guys felt good about only being down 1 and leaving some points on the court and making the mistakes that we made. But usually when you make mistakes, the other team has something to do with it. But I thought just that stretch where they really got it going and got the crowd behind them was the difference.
Danny Wolf tonight, boy, it looked like he was trying to will this team to the finish line. Can you just talk about his performance here in a big setting?
Yeah, especially in the first half, he was able to get to the rim and finish on numerous possessions. I thought he broke down their defense. We just couldn't create enough cutting and passing and assisted baskets to really feel good about the way things were going, though.
You kind of figure Broom's going to get his, which he did, but how much of an outlier was Pettiford? I know he's a great player, but you probably didn't expect him to go for 22 off the bench.
Well, when you're the overall number 1 seed or you're number 1 seed in the tournament, you're accustomed to having different guys step up. And Pettiford, he's a McDonald's All-American. He's done this numerous games. He's a explosive offensive player, and once he saw that one go down, I thought their team did a nice job of finding him. And then obviously Jones made some big plays too during that same stretch.
What do you think your guys, the guys who will be back, learned from this experience?
I'm not sure what all they learned right now without really reflecting, but how to just to stay the course and continue to work when it's when things aren't going well. To continue to work when things are going well, and every day it's a mission to become a better teammate, a better person, and a harder worker, and so we've got to have a great off season if we're going to be back competing for championships again next year.
When we come back, more with Dusty on this incredible first season.
Tournament champions, the Michigan Wolverines.
Every year is so unique, but what did this season mean to you?
It was so awesome just to establish an identity for how we're going to play, for how we're going to operate. And so obviously to hang a banner in year 1 is pretty special, but it also raises the bar and elevates everyone's expectations going forward.
Was there a moment this season when you saw this collection of young student athletes and you thought, we've got something here that we can really create something special that's going to have some lasting impact?
Yeah, obviously, once we started playing games and we beat the teams, we were able to, we played so well in Fort Myers. That was kind of the first glimpse of us playing good quality basketball. But I saw it a lot in the summer and practices and then in the fall. It wasn't as consistent as obviously you need it to be, but we'd see glimpses of it and think, man, we've got a shot to do some special things and be playing and late in the season like we are now.
Can you share with us what you shared with them in the locker room after the game?
Just gratitude towards them, bringing it every day, taking us on this journey. Those guys, they have tough jobs. They're students. They travel. They put a lot into this, and for them to perform the way they did and continue to improve and also buy into doing it together is a testament to their character. But just grateful that they all decided to join us, to come together at the University of Michigan and put in a lot of work to do something special.
Dusty, thank you so much.
Thanks, Ed. Appreciate it.
Still to come, Trey Donaldson on finding a home at Michigan. When the NCAA bracket was released, Trey Donaldson told us it was tough not to think about it. A potential Sweet 16 matchup with Auburn, his former school.
First thing I went through my mind was just get there first, and then we'll handle it when we get there.
What's special about playing against old friends?
It's just, I'm not necessarily just old friends, just an old staff that believed in me. That gave me a kid from Tallahassee that wasn't believed in, was categorized as just a football player, and coaching staff that believed in me, and a group of guys that embraced me and I embraced them, and we just created a bond.
Trey has also developed a timeless bond with his new teammates and coaches. How have you grown as a player and as a person here in Ann Arbor?
I just feel like my mental capacity and just my mental ability, I feel like Coach May has helped me so much grow there. I mean, my game is obviously going to continue to grow with my reps and stuff like that in the gym. But my mental strength and things of that nature, having to do with my mental, have just grown tremendously due to Coach May.
Early on in your relationship, your contact with Dusty, was there something he said, something he did that made you want to be a Wolverine?
The block in itself, I mean, every kid dreams about playing for a Blue Blood, and just the historical story that comes behind Michigan. That, I mean, that's what a kid dreams of. But I mean, with Coach, just his ability to just be honest with me, not just tell me what I want to hear like every other recruiter can do. Just tell me what it's going to be, what it's not going to be, what we're trying to do as a team and as a coaching staff.
Tallahassee to Ann Arbor is no short jaunt. Trey appreciates the support of his family. His mom, Stacy Simons, played softball at Florida State. His dad, Rodney, was a two-sport standout at Troy State. Father and son have a special bond.
We just have a different relationship. I mean, me losing my brother and being only Donaldson from my dad, it means a lot to me, and just that bond between me and my dad is really special.
Rodney has missed only a few games this entire season, making the repeated long treks from southern Georgia.
It's a commitment, you know, and when it comes down to just, you know, being a parent and being an in-person parent, you know, there's no limit, there's no question, second guessing it. It's just, you know, you just got to go.
Him being able to be there, I mean, it means the world to me. I wish all my family could be there, but it's just him being able to be there, supporting me with everybody else, no matter who it is. Him sometimes by himself, it means the world.
Just wanted to be a you know, an ear and just be in comfort for him, and just let him know that he's got support from people that love him.
What's the best piece of advice your dad's given you?
Just be Trey. That's something that he gave me a long time ago, and I ran with that. I made it, put it on some shirts in high school, and just be me. Because I mean, and that's where my hair plays a part in it. Because that's when I was young, my hair, I wasn't allowed to grow my hair out like that. I always had to keep it low. But then I got to an age where it was like my dad told me where if you're gonna grow your hair out, or however you're gonna want to do your hair, you got to do it because you want to do it that way. We're not gonna look like nobody else. We're gonna be Trey, not nobody else. And that's just something I embody. That's why I wear my hair the way I wear, and I carry myself the way I carry myself.
The hair and the game certainly speak for themselves. Trey led the team in minutes, assists, and steals this year, and was third on the team in points, a positive influence all season long. Inside Michigan Basketball is presented by Meijer, proud supporter of hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. The Michigan football team has completed 6 of 15 spring practices as it prepares for the 2025 season. Sharon Moore is conducting his second spring as head coach, and yes, he learned from his first go-around.
You don't know what you don't know until you get into the seat. You know, this time last spring it was, a month into being the head coach at Michigan. So I was playing in the spring, and as you know, it happened, and then you play in the spring, you go into this portal window, and you go into the summer, and you think you have a plan, but you think that's how you should do it, but maybe there's something you should change, and now there's a good handle on what I want to do and how I want to do it and how I want this team to run and be aligned and feel really good about where we're at as a program and as a team, and you know, just going to keep working every day to get better.
There will be some changes offensively, including the new coordinator. Chip Lindsey comes to Ann Arbor from North Carolina, where he's being tasked to identify talent and elevate the level of play at every position.
The opportunity to be a part of a team that's DNA is kind of what ours is, built on toughness and being physical. And so from my standpoint, I wanted to keep that DNA. I wanted us to come here, and I think when we first started talking about coming here, that's why he and I hit it off so well, because I think, you know, 2 years ago we won the whole thing. So it's not like it's broken. I think there's some things that we'll try to improve on, but it's going to be in that DNA of what it is. And each year I think sometimes that changes, built around the strengths of your players, and that's what this spring's going to be about, kind of identifying those strengths.
The spring game is April 19th, and admission is free. That's our show for this week. That's our show for this year. We appreciate the coaches, the staff, and the players for being so cooperative and helping to create so many memories. We'll do it all again next year, and we certainly hope you'll be along for the ride.
Donaldson jets his way with 3, straight on with 2, leans in, scoops. Oh! With a fire!